Hello, this is Jeff with NeptuneBearing.com. Today we're going to take a look at a 1200 2022 seal kit. This is the seal kit that you use for the Maytag Neptune front loader if you have a solid door panel. When you get to the glass door panel Neptunes, you have to use a different setup. So this is only for the solid door panel. And some of those models could be a MAH 3000 and MAH 4000. An MAH 5500, 6500, 7500, and also the 2000 stacker. So let's look at this kit and we'll go over all the parts and what their functions are. Okay, let's take a look at this 1200 2022 seal kit. Okay, we got instructions. You don't need these because we have videos. Videos are much easier to read than these. These are hard to read actually. Okay, this is the earlier lip seal. This is the revised lip seal. This cup goes with the revised lip seal. We have two washers and a bolt. This is the pulley bolt. Maytag wants you to replace these if you can. If you don't have these, you can still use the existing hardware because it's been working this far. So O-ring goes with the revised lip seal. Now this white clip goes with the earlier. And the grease, yeah, I always put it toward this one. You can also use it for either one if you have to. You could use this to grease the bearing up. You put a little thin coat of bearing grease on there just to help when you pull the bearings in, or it will help lubricate them a little bit. In the video for the revised lip seal, Jeff takes this stuff and he actually puts it all over the shaft to oil the shaft up. I think it's helps slow the corrosion. Let's start with the earlier lip seal. A question I get a lot is, if my machine has the earlier lip seal, can I put the revised lip seal in when I replace my bearings? And the answer is no. If you look at the bores of these two, the inner diameters here, they're different size. So the shaft is machined different for the revised lip seal. So you have to put this seal back in. If your machine has the earlier lip seal with the white clip, you got to put it back in with the new seal. And another question I get a lot is this little white clip here. If you look at that shape, there's three, I call it three pads. They're kind of smooth surfaces here. But those will go toward the seal. So if your bearing's here inside the hub, you got to put it in just like that. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see the detail on that. So it would go in just like this. These curvatures kind of match the curvature of the bearing, the front bearing or inner bearing, as some people call it. So when you put that in, you want these flat pads up against the seal like that. It'd be just like that. So another thing is, there's two parts to the seal. You've got the rubber part, you got the steel part. The steel part will go on the shaft, and if you notice, it's got this rubber embedding on it, and this will actually seal the shaft of the spinner support. So when you take your machine apart, you've got to get this old part off. There's a part on there from the earlier, the original seal, and you got to take this off before you put this on, or you have two of them on there. And what will happen if you have two of these on the shaft and you go to tighten down your pulley bolt, you won't be able to spin that tub because you have a stack up issue. So you got to make sure, because some people think, oh, this looks like part of the spinner support, but it's not. You got to pry this off sometimes. And notice there is grease in there. That's to help the break-in process. And so that's the earlier lip seal. So if you have the earlier lip seal, you got to put the earlier lip seal back in. Now the revised lip seal is a little different. It's thicker because it doesn't have that white clip. So they made the seal a little bit wider. And then you've got this piece which goes on the shaft. And then when you put everything back together, they'll actually go together like this. And then the way this seal looks, you see like this, it's tapered right here. Well, that goes toward the front bearing. So when you put this in, now if your bearing, when you have your bearings in, your spacer should be held in there. If it flops down, it's too loose. you've got to have the space held like a sandwich between the two bearings. And that would indicate that your front bearing's not in far enough. So if that's not in far enough, that's going to make this seal stick out further, and then it's going to rub that spinner support, and we don't want that. So it'll actually rub the surface right here. So the seal has to be in all the way. Now you notice you've got this raised part here. That raised part should be flush with the front of the the hub, this part right here, and you'll have this 3/16 ring sticking out, and that's how this thing should be put in. So if it's in correctly, that's what this cup is for. You put the cup on like that, then you use this to push it into the bearing hub. This tapered part should go first, the ribs should go first, and then when you shove that in there, you pop this cup off. That's all in the video. You watch the video at neptunebearing.com. You can see how this goes together. Now, if you would prefer to use this revised lip seal and you have the earlier, the only way to do that is if you upgrade to the new spinner support. And it will actually come with all these parts right here. So if you get the new spinner support, it will have a special kit just for this. And you'll be covered. So if you have any other questions, leave them below and in the comments section, and I will get those answered for you. Okay? Hey guys, it's Jeff. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this 1200 2022 breakdown. If you have any questions about this seal kit, please leave them in the comments below and I will answer them for you. Thank you.